listen to Nampurida. Mike Mwana. Shivana representing Faruga.
Happy Lesbian Visibility Day.
Happy Lesbian Visibility Day.
Yes, today, 26th of April, is a day for women loving women. A day for women loving women. Tomorrow we are in between. Yes? So today we're just going to celebrate our love, right? And even bisexuals. No, today is for lesbians only. And today we're just going to talk about representation. We're going to talk about just fun stuff about being who we are. What are our proudest moments? And what does the day mean to all of us today? Sweet Chocolate is my name, and Gazelle is going to tell us about the day.
Happy Lesbian Labakwai Day, and Gazelle is my name. Former Chocolata, today is our day, a day for women loving women. And why this day, and why specifically 26th? Because we have been observing the Lesbian Visibility Week that started on 22nd and will be ending on the 28th of April. And we're observing the theme that is celebrating sisterhood. Sisterhood, yes. And way back, the Lesbian Visibility Week was actually started in the 1990s. But this day, 26th, being a specific day, was celebrated in 2008. And this was an initiative by activist groups and the ILGA Youth Students Organization, that's the International Lesbian Gay Association, Youth Students Organization, that was deliberate on highlighting issues that are affecting the lesbians, mostly around and across the globe. And that's why today was very deliberate to recognize our challenges, but then also to celebrate who we are, acknowledge our achievements, our contributions as the lesbians across the world, but also in our movement, the LGBT movement.
No, thank you so much for that brief history background. So join us today as we explore this day with you, because we have a queer togere.
She said what she said.
Yes, we're all going to say what we want to say. Please introduce yourselves.
Sophie, happy to be here.
Always happy to have you.
I'm Hannah, and I'm a proud lesbian. I'm happy to be part of the celebration today. Yes.
Speaking of this proud lesbian, Hannah,
Yeah.
what is your proudest moment about being yourself?
About being myself, my proudest moment is actually on my graduation day when I got to wear a suit and and represent myself the way I feel.
Yeah.
As not really a butch or masculine, but I was able to present myself in my energy. You know, growing up, I missed prom, senior 4, senior 6, because I couldn't see myself in a dress as a somehow masculine presenting lesbian. But my proudest moment was actually being able to express myself the way I wanted to by wearing a suit to my graduation. Being able to express myself in the way that I feel I am as a masculine presenting lesbian.
Nice. And how did that make you feel?
I felt accomplished. I felt like
Superman.
not Superman, but I felt like, yes, now this is who I am.
Yes.
And I couldn't see myself wearing a dress. And I told my mom, if I'm not going to wear what I want this time, I'm not going to celebrate. And she was so done me not being part of things because I couldn't dress a kind of way. Not like I wasn't able to change, but I'm the kind of lesbian who wants to present a certain way, and I was proud of myself to look the way I want to look. I was visible that day, and I'm proud of that.
Happy lesbian day, my love.
Thank you.
For me, it has been the realization that this is who I am. Over the years, it's been a journey, and the realization and the acceptance of knowing that I am this. It's not going to change, it's not going away, and there's nothing you can do right now to phase me about it. Yes, for me that is like my proudest moment. Getting into myself and being myself and not caring what the world thinks at the moment. Not that I'm out there flaunting it, but well, I move around with it. I am who I am. There's nothing you're going to do about that.
What do you love most about being who you are? Like that thing that makes you feel like, yeah, in those moments.
What do I love?
What do you love most when you're yourself?
That is a very specific question, but I love that I can move in my little circles. I can move the world.
Move the world.
I have two.
Yeah.
And the first one, I would say, I'm proud of my little baby steps that I'm taking on my healing journey from my relationship. I'll say it. She said what she said.
Yes.
And then also being able to wake up each morning and being able to wake up each morning and you are yourself. You are, nothing has been, no attacks on you or anything, just because of who you are. And then also how the context is and the just showing up every day, waking up every day. That's something I'm proud of amidst the whole hate in the country.
Oh, I like when you said showing up. So it's going to happen that for this particular visibility day, we are not able to celebrate physically, right? Because of the law. But in our little spaces, I think. Oh my God! Yes. Oh yeah, she okay. Sweet chocolate. What I'm proud of most is waking up every day, and I'm still gay. Like, I swear, with all of those things in the news, like the recruitment and the religious stuff, you'd think you'd wake up feeling straight, because now you're like, monag. But I like that the fact that every day I wake up, I'm still myself, doing the same things, loving the same women. Yeah, so that's really different day, different times. All love, because we are women loving women. Yes. Happy Labakwa Day. What has been that time in your life where you felt like, I'm going to be straight, I can't take it anymore? What has been your distress for this time?
My biggest distress was the constant fight I had with my father. Yeah. Like every other time, something would come up. Like I remember a moment when my best friend introduced. And my best friend is known at home. They're known, like they just know, this is my best friend. I've known her since 2002. So one of those moments that stands out is when she introduced. So she introduced, of course, my family was invited. We were all there. We had a good time. We had fun. And then when we went back home, my dad tells me, now that your best friend has introduced, how do you feel? How does that make you feel? Yeah. And because, you have this love for your parents, yeah, you feel a certain way about it. You're like, maybe I could try. Maybe. But then you wake up the next day and you're thinking about very, very different things altogether. So for me, that is one of the most distressing things about for me this journey. My constant fight with my dad. From the moment he got to know that I was this way, up to right, at a certain point. I think at a certain point he gave up because, I got to a point where I wasn't showing him that I am. But then sometimes a few situations would sneak in, and then he'll throw a line, and he'll throw a line. And because you love him so much, he's my dad. He's dad. He did his best because he was such a present father. He did his best to make sure I get the best in life. So, for me, that was the biggest distress in my journey.
I love that you acknowledge the fact that your father was available.
He was very, very, very present. He was a very present father. Yeah.
So you came up to him?
No, someone outed me. So someone outed me, and then he kind of followed up. Then one of those days, someone just knocks at your door, and you're with your partner. Yeah, it was terrible, but I don't know. you know, a parent's love sometimes. You work through it, somehow you get through. We had our moments, had our fights. Then after the fights, then he would become gentle again. And he's asking me, what can I do? What did I do wrong? And I'm like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just the way I am. And then other times, I think he would be very pissed off when I do something that he doesn't like. And he'll go off. And then he remembers, I remember there's a time I even disappeared from home for like maybe about 3 months. And then the poor man looked for me. He had to look for me. He's like, you know what, come back home. You know it is okay, but still, you know, he would have his moments. So it was tight. That was the most distressing part about my journey.
For me, the moment where I felt like I wish I could be straight. I'm done with this. I want to go back. Remember? I'm unsubscribing. I'm cancelling subscription. You know, my journey as a lesbian started in Form 5. I was around 17. And I remember I had my first girlfriend. She was my roommate. We were sleeping in cubicles, and of course rumors started going around because there was another girl who actually wanted this girl. And so people got to find out, you know. And it was going there. Form 5, you've just started a new combination. It's a heavy one. I was doing BCM, and my parents thought I was going to be a doctor. And I happened to score 3 points out of 20. And then my class teacher sat with my mom and told her maybe if she wasn't involved in a lesbian triangle. I remember my mom cried like in front of other students and parents, and I felt to myself, why can't I just be straight? I wish I could be straight. And she told me, actually it was Form 5 and I was thinking I was going to continue in this school up to Form 6. And she told me, no, go and finish your stuff in the dormitory because you're going to change school. And she took me to a school that pays like 3 times less. And I was losing all of this because I was a lesbian. And in this whole process, I finished my Form 6 in a new school, in a day school. And I had switched off. I was saying, I want to be straight. I've unsubscribed. But what I realized from all this is that I was gay. The moment I was done with Form 6, I was really gay. Nothing really went away. But this moment always got me like, I want this thing out of me. I'm losing too much because of it. But what happened, what I realized is that this is me. There's nothing, yes. Yeah, it just tripled. So that was the moment for me when I thought I want to unsubscribe, but I couldn't because this is actually me. And I'm glad I accepted myself, even though there be bad stories to tell about.
I'm so glad you got to have the best moment out of that whole, you know. At least you got your first kiss, right? In the Lombeto.
I got it.
I think there was a time when I called my mom. I was having a bad day, and then I was like, "Hello, Mai, I miss you, Mama Nyabo." The woman just replied a weird voice note. She was like, "So you're there, yeah, embarrassing me. I'm going to she said they are embarrassed because I made them go through a lot of things when I was a child. Like yanangiro obuto bwange. She made me feel like nandiye kuziza, like I should have, you know, brought myself up. So she was blaming all of whatever was happening to finding out that I was gay. So my cousin tells me during Christmas that they were going to do a meeting about me. I'm like, okay. Christmas, Nasara, I didn't go there. Because I told them, if you dare call me, I'm going to probably take a shot and I'm going to abuse everyone in that room. Because I was feeling so bad. I'm your kid, right? If you are my mother and you've had rumors about me, Come on, mbulira, because you're going to hear the bad stuff, and then you're going to say all of these things that are going to stay on my heart. Ngasema inchakola, because I couldn't call my mom. I was hating on her, by the way. Like, she was my to go when I'm having these bad days, and she was no longer there. So I just decided to go in my solitude for almost like a year. I honestly hated my family. But never. I decided Labakwa is now my new family. I would go to those places. I was never in my home space, by the way, because now I discovered a whole new level of family. I discovered what it really meant to be part of a sisterhood without being judged. Because family, I love family, but it's sometimes difficult to understand who you are.
It can be toxic.
Yeah, it can be really toxic.
Toxicity starts there.
Yo, so how do you deal with all of that and then still stay who you are? That was really hard for me.
Wow, I must say I relate with most of you, and I'll go back to campus time. Actually, I thought that when you're at campus, some things are really dropped out, like the disciplinary committees are not there, things like that. But then suspicions come out. We're at campus, and then being an Islamic institution, I had boys or gentlemen that actually were structured for me, or like they were put in position just to prove or find out that these persons are right or wrong. But then also the most distressing part of it was that during the disciplinary committee, we were summoned. I was actually summoned with my then partner, and we were in front of sheikhs, but then we were on a recording, and the fact that what you're doing, even though no, by the way, it's not like why you're engaging in anything that was, outly or publicly seen, but then because you are acting in suspicious behavior, that was what they based on. So when they summoned my mom, actually, the university coordinator actually requested my mom for two things: to either change me campus, if not, I should get married. So when actually Hannah talked about that, I was like, yeah, why is it they have to refer to either getting someone or you getting into either a relationship to change or to switch who you are? And then also my friends having the fact that these rumors were all around, the distance was a lot. I was actually in that process of actually getting a partner that is a gentleman. Like, it's okay, let's just to get off this. But then you cannot hide who you are. That's the truth. You can't. And it's so interesting that this gentleman actually that I got was the first person that I openly told that, you know what, the truth is I am a lesbian. And it's so interesting that we are still in touch up to now, and he has never judged me or what, but you cannot hide who you are. So these things they say that we recruit or what, no one wants to be in a situation or in a space where laws are being made about you. Everyone is really questioning just you.
Oh my God! Throughout this April, may we use the power of healing to just forget all of those terrible bad things, right? Yeah. Speaking of terrible bad things, what are some of those myths they talk about lesbian women? For example, what this one? Lesbian women don't have serious relationships. We just eat and run.
Speaking of the stereotypes, most people think lesbian women are rich. So when you tell someone that you're a lesbian, they think maybe you will be feeding them with money. You're literally buying their love. They think, okay, anything that is on the LGBT side of things, the relationship in Africa is all about recruiting and money. So you're going to pay me maybe to sleep with me. I was like, that's not how these things go. we are not paying people to become gay. It's people who are gay getting with people who are gay, but people actually think there's a lot of money being a lesbian, and that's a very bad misconception that I wish people didn't have.
For me, there's two I want to point out. One is most people, especially even amongst us, our community, we think we cannot contract diseases from each other. Right? And that is very, very wrong, because as long as it's sexual or anything, or someone is sick, you are likely to contract something. The other myth is how they believe if a lesbian gets pregnant, they have turned, or they are not a lesbian anymore, because I might be a lesbian, but I have the desire to have a child. And in this developing world, there are very many options that you can, without you necessarily sleeping with it. So every time they see someone that probably, and even us amongst us, the stereotype is there of, how can I thought this person was a lesbian, how did they get pregnant? But the desire to have a child is there. It doesn't make me less lesbian than you are. So most people think the moment you get pregnant, you've probably turned, or you've gone against the community, or all along you were pretending so that's the other myth.
You people, if you've not been banged well, you've not had good sex, you have not had someone to give you that good fuck, that's why you're a lesbian. So that's actually one of the many, they see. And then also, actually, I had a conversation with some gentleman, and he was making it look like it's situation sometimes. Yes, maybe if you are in a space and you're in like how they say single schools and stuff like that. So for him, his mind is crafted around that, like maybe the space, because we are human beings and we adapt. So they were in this kind of direction that maybe when we are in the same space of women, that's attraction and what
you don't have that exposure to the other gender.
Yeah, so that's why we be who we are, really. That's so sad.
Something Gazelle said made me remember. I think that is why most people believe in conversion therapy. Yes. And most women get violated, most lesbians get violated by men, because they believe once you get that good dick, it will make you change your mind. So it brings about that. Yeah, from what you mentioned about
and if also they said that heartbreaks, maybe your experience with the other male, maybe the male,
and then also they say it's a phase. Yes, like you're going to come out of it soon. I've been in this phase for 30 plus years. I'm waiting for revelation.
So somehow I need net a get it about from you guys, but anyways. Me doing this work, I protect it with my life, because I know I can't expose it to so many people to hear the conversations and everything. Not because they can't, but I know the kind of danger we're in right now. So recently a friend of mine got me editing one of the videos, and so she was like, she knew that I was, so she was like, but one of these days you're just going to tell us you're moving out with a chick. And in my head I'm like, this is not something you just wake up and say, oh, it's a disease. Guys, I woke up today and I feel like I'm a lesbian. He's like, no, you don't know what they're saying about these people. I'm like, I'm sorry that even at your level of education, you're so ignorant about certain things that you think it's like someone saying if you stay with this kind of person, you're going to be like, to them it's more like if you're living with an addict, you're going to become an addict. If you're living with a drunkard, you're going to, you understand, because you're in this. I'm like, to me, and what I believe in my life is that we are all humans. Despite our differences, despite what we stand for, me, the first thing I take is a human being. And this is one thing I'm going to say here is that I do appreciate and I'm very thankful. For the first time in my life, I've been in a space of women that are actually women. Sincerely speaking.
Say what she said.
I'm telling you the truth. It is out there. We are facing so many things that we can't actually speak out. I credit this community, the gay community, the lesbian community, for believing who you are. Most people that are projecting their own lives is because they do not have a voice to say what really hurts them. So the only way they project themselves is to hate. So I thank you, and this I say, I'm grateful to be in this space. That's the truth. I'm so grateful that you wake up every day and appreciate who you are despite what is going on. Because girlfriend, people are dying out there.
So that's why I'm saying Happy Lesbian Day. Thank God for this ally, Banangi. We appreciate so much, and the words that you have said, they really made you see good pimples. Because it's difficult to trust people, or to trust people from the outside in our community. It's not like we are special, but we protect the community. Yes.
Also, most people do this work because the money is there. Yeah, they are willing to, as long as the money is coming through. Now, when the money stops, yeah. So for someone who can do it without just thinking about the money, I mean, why not? We appreciate.
The allies. Yeah, but I also want to, is it exceptional or what? The law being in existence, it also gets given us a point to now acknowledge who our honest or real allies are. And because most of the times, or actually how it has been is, most allies and collaboration partners have been, we work with this kind of group of people, this diverse group of people, but then in reality, now this law being in presence, I think now we know who to call to, who our allies are, and yeah.
Yeah, so we also want to credit this platform. We want to credit this platform, Bakuya Togede. Yes, thank you for... We like that we get to say what we want to say. Yes, and right now we're going to get into a kind of fun session, yeah? So, Subi, who's your biggest celebrity crush?
Oh, my biggest celebrity crush. I think there's Ruby Rose. Lauryn Hill. Yeah, I mean, Lauryn Hill. I used to like Alicia Keys. I don't know, somewhere along the way I lost it. Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Oh, there's also Vargas, the volleyball player.
Oh, it was the one
That's basketball. This one is a volleyball player.
My celebrity crush is Kate Blanchett. I don't know if you all know. Yeah, Kate Blanchett, the one who played Carol, and it's my favorite movie. And she's straight, by the way. But I like her. I worship her. Yeah, she's my celebrity crush.
Yes, I think in the many I have, Tony Braxton. And sad. Yep. Yeah.
Man. Okay, I don't know. Mine is not very random, but Kristen Stewart and Megan Good. Yes.
Those eyes.
She's so beautiful. And okay, also speaking of crushes, what was that first time that you realized, oh my God, I'm in love with this Belle? What was your first love and your first kiss? When was your first kiss and your first love? Like falling in love. Like it can be like, cut it short.
Okay. my first love, first kiss, right? Okay, for me, I was in Form 5 and I had never been in a relationship with a boy. And my friends used to wonder, what's wrong with this one? Because everyone was going out with someone. They were trying to get behind the walls to kiss boys. And I couldn't see the point. I would rather read my books. Kumbe, I was just gay. So, this girl, in Form 5, she joins our school. She was from a single school. And somehow we formed a connection because we were sleeping in the same room. She was sleeping on the upper decker and I was sleeping on the lower decker. So she was really selfish with her grab. She would never give anyone anything, but she would give me stuff. So a rumor starts to come up and they tell me, by the way, people who came from that girl's school are saying she has some character. And by the time they are saying this, they're telling me, Hannah, in case she tells you anything, come and tell us. We need to protect you. I didn't need to be protected. I could not go back. I was already deep. I was already deep in love with this girl. And my first kiss, I remember I'd gone home to attend my brother's graduation. Then I had to come back to school, and remember the dorm's bit locked, so she was friends with the dorm mother. So I told her to go to the dorm mother and get me the key so that they open for me the dorm, and I put my things in the dorm before I go to class. You understand? So she went and got the key, and we went to dorm, and we had the dorm to ourselves.
The story was long.
Yes, and yeah, that's how I got my first kiss. No one was there, and we had it very majestically. But I have to mention the dorm mother was also into this girl. So I spent the rest of the term scrubbing the toilet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was my first kiss. I like it. I always welcome an opportunity to talk about it. Yeah, it was
Celebrating queer love, right? Yes.
My first kiss. It was random, actually. Not expected. You know how you keep hanging out with someone and you don't know what is really happening. Like, you keep working out, and then somehow you find yourself looking forward to seeing them. So one of those days, I was still a good girl. I would still go back home to my father's house. So one of those days, there's a friend. The brother had a wedding and we were maids. So I was supposed to go sleep there. But somehow I ended up hanging out with this person first. And then it got late. I couldn't go back home and I couldn't go back to the other people's home. Now I'm stuck. Now this person was also sharp, I think. I don't know if they had been planning for me. So probably they realized my predicament. And they were drinking. And that time I wasn't drinking. So what they did, they gave me their house keys. My house keys are there. And then they continued drinking. So now I'm stuck there. I am not drinking. I am not going home. I am not going the other side where I was supposed to go. I ignore it. Carry on. The night ends. So now I have to go with this person home because I have their house keys.
Yes.
They open. So they are get warm, make a cup of tea and all. And then you go to bed Then about 3 a.m. is when you hear someone. And guys, this body is weird. This is when the body was craving the most. Yeah? And then so when someone starts touching you and you actually like it and you're not repulsed by it. Yeah, so I end up getting my first kiss.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's how it happened.
My things, I did them when I was an adult. I wasn't young. Because some people ride from S5. Well, actually, I get to campus first year. I met this girl. I don't think I'll forget this girl. Not that what, but then I think she's a person that I don't like, because she was a friend at first, but then she became my friend, and actually I did not know that she was what? I don't know that she was curious or yes, I can't tell. So campus, the part that we are Sundays they would let Christians go out for prayers. So Sunday would come and then we go out for prayer, and we're praying from the same church. She gets to know my family, and this girl was so good. Shopping, when going back to campus, I wouldn't do any of the things, by the way. She did everything. And I don't really I never really, had those feelings for her much, but then I noticed that actually she was
Intentional.
yes. So she would even come home. Generally, my mom, my dad knew her as this angel, like good. So she comes home, and then I invite her to my room. We do come with things, you people. Now she comes to my room. I have by then my little sister. Oh, should always be around, and ever knew when she comes, either there's something they're bringing, what. So we're in my room, and then she was so bold, very bold to get on me and kiss me. And that was the first time that actually I did that, like physically engaging with a female person. But I had those feelings, but I was also not sure, am I or not. And then this girl just makes it like she scratched. So check how we go back. That's when I got my first kiss. And now my first kiss led into actually my now relationship that. So I get back to school, but I was eyeing someone, not her. And they were friends. She got to know this person before me, and that's the person that I fell in love with. And I think she got so mad that she had to report us to the custodian, and that's where everything came in, because I refused to sleep with her in the same hostel room. Yes. So I think that's how everything. And now.
Before witchcraft.
Yes. So she's the same girl that gave me my first kiss, but the same girl also who actually opened up my yes.
My God, you guys have amazing stories. Me, I had so many first kisses. Does that count? I think my very first real serious kiss was I was kind of dating with a trans person. So in my head, I thought this person was a boy, because I didn't know these things of trans and what. Cause this person lied to me about who they were. They told me they were going to be boys. Kati me jukida. Me, I don't know what ups. So me, I'm thinking, so okay, this person is going to become a boy in the future. So I'll be straight anyway, right? So I was feeling guilty of what. Yeah, very honey. So we go somewhere, and then there's this chick I find in the space where we're hanging out. My God, I fell in love with the girl. First time you see someone, then you just fell in love with them. That's what happened. So I told my partner, oh my God, I think I like a girl. Oh my God. She's like, so you want to be gay? You no longer want to be straight? Because now I'm confused. I'm like, but is this one a girl or a boy? I don't know. So this girl, one day they were doing football practice. So I was the one taking care of their kind of food stuff, and so I go to get them water, and then I just acted. And I sorry. I ran away. But then when they came after, they were like, I like that. Can you do it again? Yeah, so that was my first kiss. Yes, because we are celebrating queer what? Love. Yeah, speaking, I think those were very, those are moments that made us really happy, right? We were innocent, now we're loving. You don't know the law, you don't know nothing. So which means nothing about how we feel has been trained or recruited or learnt or nothing. So with all the rumors out there about recruiting, That is not true. That is not true. This gets me to another question. What's that one thing you hope people would understand about you, being who you are? Anyone can just answer.
About who I am or generally, I want people to understand that marriage is not the end goal for women. They make it seem like if you're not married, you're worthless. If you don't have a man, you can never progress in life. And for me, I want them to understand that that is not my journey. That is not the journey I intend to walk. It will never be my journey. I've come to accept it. I am on the 4th floor. I'm not going to get married. I don't see it anywhere happening. Like, no, even
when dad asks,
like,
I want it to be my thing.
like I have a cousin. She keeps saying, you know what, guys? You know, I keep postponing commitment because I want to reduce my rate of divorce. Yeah, so I would like people, to understand that for me, marriage is not my calling. It's not something I aspire to. Yeah, if I get someone that's my partner and we can live it out without having to do all this I am engaged at the moment. No, I mean, there's something that I've started. I've been single. No, something shit. But well, that is what I would like people to understand. That seeing me, it does not make me less human. It does not make me less woman. It does not make me less of anything. I can still execute whatever it is I have set my mind to without exactly having to have a person or a man to marry.
I think to me it will be, we're not contagious.
Yes.
And this I'm saying it out to my dad, actually, because I was. We don't actually initiate or whatever, because I was actually distanced. Till today, I don't really communicate with my younger sister very well, because my dad actually made it that clear that her being in my presence or in my space or even talking to her, I'm going to make her who I am. Being with someone who is maybe like I was just distanced. I was stripped of my young sister, because of that fear that maybe because you are a lesbian and you're in premises with other people you're influencing. We're not contagious. That's the one thing that I hope people should know, that we don't contaminate. We don't. Yeah.
Yes. What I want the world to know about us is that we are love. We are love. We are not toxic. We are not evil. We are not sinners. We are just love. In terms of how they relate, yes, thinking that's how that's what we are made of. Toxicity, no. We have love, and we are able to have relationships, marriages. We can be parents, so we can be anything that any other woman can be. And then also, fun fact is that we just love being who we are. Like, that's it.
What I would like the world to know about me as a lesbian and other lesbian women is that we are not sick. We don't need help. we are okay. When someone hears "Mwala wa gundi alabika," then they will say, "But I know a pastor who knows a pastor. I know a guy who knows a guy. I know someone's son who was like that. Now they are married with 2 children." No, that's not how it works. People are not going to recover from being themselves. So it should stop. That's what we call conversion therapy. It will not work. It will actually violate us, because you're taking people to pastors and then they're outing them to congregational members, and they are trying to, tell you bad words and demean you just in to heal you. No one is going to heal from being a lesbian. People are lesbians because they are, and the world should know that.
Yeah, because it's who you are. Someone told me being gay is a choice.
Yeah, you can just walk back.
I don't think you can walk back.
Everything is a choice, but that choice does not mean it's irreversible. You understand? Everything, like the life you're living right now, is a choice. You're born gay and you like it, and it's your choice to live like that. Exactly. Yes. So me, one thing I would like people to know about this society, this community, is that you're not interested in everyone just because you're gay.
Please tell them.
However nice looking you are, please don't think because she's gay, because she's a lesbian, when she looks at you, she actually, no, they also have class. They also have taste. They are, guys, I've been here, no one has ever told me, not because they don't, but baby, hey. No, I'm just saying, people should actually know that you're human beings that have taste. Not everyone you appreciate, not everyone you say hello to, you're just going to go for them. Let them know that.
You guys have ever yeah.
Also, it's just not about sex. Exactly. Yeah? People keep thinking it's about sex. But people actually have long, fulfilling relationships.
Yes.
Like very committed, intentional relationships. It's just not about sex, just banging and going. And no, there is more than that. Yeah.
I would like to add something about our representation, especially for people who are writing books and movies. They tend to represent lesbians and maybe other people part of this community of ours as a bad ending. You watch a movie, you start a movie.
Yes.
And like yesterday I was reading a book that was posted on Facebook, and I was enjoying it. It was written by Nigerians, only for it to end that this lesbian woman was actually part of a cult. So for lesbians, other people, like in books or anything, when they are representing us, it's a sad ending.
Yes.
The lesbian has to die, they end in regret, they end unhappy lives. Yes. They end up really being unhappy, and the other man that they left for that girl is now thriving with a new Benz and 2 children. Which is not right. I need to see more positive representation in movies and books where lesbians are living happily ever after, because we can and we do.
That is a very, very big point, because even in movies, just before actually, this thing has just changed. But before, if you wanted to show a movie about queer love or anything, you had to kill the character. For a movie to be there. And it's you really thought, me every time I thought of watching a movie, I'll just know there's no love. They either pray for you heal, like some Nigerian, they prayed for the guy, and the guy, oh, I'm healed. It was really interesting.
It was a book yesterday. These ones they put episode 2. Wait for episode 3. When I was hooked on this one. When I met this girl touched me. Only for the girl to randomly have a dream about this woman. Mugume, the woman is in a cult. Okay, what I'm trying to mean. Then I started seeing the representation coming. Now the woman is part of a cult, trying to initiate this girl into some kind of Satan. You understand? That's how people see us. It's never a happy ending. It's never about love. It's about lessons. There's no lesson in being who you are, but it always ends in a lesson. Now this one learned not to become a lesbian. Really?
And
we deserve
I feel
more.
like that is so homophobic. Which Gazelle, have you ever experienced any homophobic energy around? Like, has anyone ever made you feel like?
Yeah, before I answer that, another thing they say about actually lesbianism, that it's a Western thing, yes. That's what people say, and that's what we know, that narrative of it being Western culture, yes, just imported into our African continent, and yet that is actually the lesbian word in Lugiso. That is like Msiazi. So culturally African, like
Exactly.
we've been existing since way back. So coming to
It's amazing how they keep insisting it's Western until you counterpoint with everything Western that has come through. And then they go quiet. Yeah? So should we throw away the computers? Should we go back to holding spears because they were brought in from the Western? Should we stop speaking English? I mean, should we throw out religion because it is from the Western? And then there, they don't know how to defend these things because it's counteractive for them. So, yeah.
you people, feminism, feminists, they say they are what? The lesbians.
Most of them. As soon as you stand up and talk about issues or be loud about women, what you either call them a lesbian or a failing feminist.
So going back to homophobic, yeah, there's so many, sometimes maybe I'm not really being intentional identifying them, but the most time I felt that was when actually I was home, my mom was plaiting my hair, then my dad comes all of a sudden because he has been the one who has bought me things till the time I left school. He comes and gets my phone because it was charging and then throws it to me and like, unlock and you show me your Facebook. And you know when you're still that time of young, that you're still on Facebook and you're posting things and then things like that, how you are out, you're not minding. I did not. I just put it aside. He sat there and he talked a lot. Like though you see the face over, there are people in the other side. So he was speaking on top of his voice and people heard, the neighbors heard. My dad talked a lot. And I think from that he felt I'm not his, asked me to actually tell my mom to go and I should ask my mom to show me my father. Yes, that's when I was a disrespecting girl. That's when like things changed a lot, and I got that from my dad, and I think it escalated to my siblings also. So and that's how he got to
Cut you off.
yes. But then experiencing it from my father was really like it's real. Yeah, and then the recent things on news, watching news actually, it's better you hear, you people. But when you're seeing how the politicians, how the MPs are busy talking about this, you can actually feel that you're doing something wrong. They make you feel you're not actually on the proper side of the road. So yeah, it's every day, everywhere, and recently,
For me, I'm a very sporty person, and I've experienced it in my sports. Actually, but it's just that it's not easy to phase me. Yeah, not very easy to phase. I think my self-esteem is up there, but I've experienced it through my team. Like you hear things they say about my team. Hey, your team here, Basiazi. I am the only Musiazi in there. The rest are not. But because someone knows, you get to a point where, because we're supposed to like shake hands before and after a game, and then you get to a point like people are not shaking your hand. I'm like, it's just sports, guys. It's not that big a deal. Yeah? Like, someone literally, you put your hand out. Because like if you come from your different sides and then put your hands out, so everyone taps nice game, or something like that. So you find your hand being skipped by people. Yeah. So and for me, I always laugh at them. I'm like, you guys are funny, because I believe you don't know when you will need me in this world. Yeah. You don't know where you'll find me. I don't know now where I'll find you. I will need your help. You might need my help. But I'm the very person you're trying to, just because in your head, and they say a lot. They say it a lot, and like even like how you're trying to get new players to come through, and then they keep telling them stuff. you know, you cannot go to that team, you cannot, they're like this, they're like that. So there's a lot of that talk. So that is how I've experienced. But for me as a person, it doesn't faze me. I just look at them. I look good. I go watch games. I go play. And then life goes on. I mind my business. Be there with your homophobia.
Lesson learned. Don't let things faze you. Please.
My experience of homophobia was actually at campus when they passed the anti-homosexuality bill, the other first phase, when it had just come, when it was hot. I remember those days we had a course unit called sexuality and social work. So, and our professor was really this kind of very open guy, so he would tell us to talk about the ideas, and I don't give a fuck, I tell you. Yes, I told them there's nothing wrong with gay people and they don't deserve this law. There's a guy, yeah? Bana, the other guy, he committed his whole life to informing me. So he didn't do it physically because I was arguing and the professor was lucky on my side. And there's another guy who is also, he's an HIV activist. Right now, we graduated, but he's really an open guy, so he would support me against like the whole class. And we are trying to convince them there's nothing wrong with gay people, there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian. Of course I didn't tell them I am. So this one time I log into Facebook, whatever, no, WhatsApp, and I find the group is hot, like with 500 messages. And people have called me, Hannah, it's burning. And I get to that group, only to find the boy is like, Mumuyite, and they don't end up more. But the boy told me things. Me, I'll give you good dick. I know the problem with you. Maybe you've not got a good man to show you what up. Me, I'll show you good dick. But I was trying to argue, and the professor was trying to be on my side, but the boy was giving. The boy showed me homophobia. You're lucky we are graduating. I would have chopped your head off. I don't deal with that. I was like, what? You're threatening me? What? But I faced homophobia, and the entire class was quiet. And the professor intervened and said, boy, you're primitive. What? Okay. The other professor is so open-minded. But he's my best friend. He likes me so much because I would tell you, like, why would I need to keep quiet when you're actually standing up to tell people gays should be killed? I'll stand up and tell you why. But yes, I tried to counteract, but that day,
You were on your own.
there was that boy in my class who was also like, no, you can't, and people were like, I'm liking this. I was lucky winning points because but deeply, people can see the points you're winning, but deeply you're typing while you're shaking. The boy was giving fire, and I was like, I wish people were not like this.
But and that is where people make the mistake sometimes, especially the men. Because when they are doing all this, there are some chicks who are thinking, I would like to try that. How does that
many girls in
work?
the class were like, Wama, happy pride, because I remember it was around June. Yes, I remember girls. There were girls in the class who were like, happy pride. Yes, there were wins. People were like, okay. And the other boy, he was so primitive to the point that he was saying, he referred everything about the LGBTQ community to anal sex. Anal sex. You people, you poop, And girls were like, okay, come on. We had, they were bringing points, but they were fearing this boy. And I was head on head with this boy. That's the day I experienced homophobia. I was like, do you think we don't know? Look at the way you look. You're gay. You're gay, and I'm going to give you good dick. You need to move. You've not been serviced well. And I was like, I was throwing points. I was like, I don't need your dick. I know what I want. Even though, I'm not. I was trying to protect, but yes, they were like, no, we are not taking that. We know you're gay. And that was my experience of homophobia. Those guys tend to hit, and it's the only thing they have against the gay people. I remember even recently, Julie Mutesa Sida versus Rama online. I don't know if you guys are following. Chikazi, no one wants to fuck you. That's why you're gay. I'm like, it's not lack of dick.
Homophobia Julie has faced.
Julie, I feel like But
I like
Yeah,
the way
but-
I like the way she moves on. She will go do her videos.
especially if it involves her
The
children.
kid, yes, but still, she'll go and do her. She'll be with her kids. She'll dance. She'll do her videos. She'll love on her partner openly, and like there's nothing you can do. You can say all your life.
They know what is happening.
Yeah, so that's why we are saying on this day, the 26th, we want to celebrate all that. We want to celebrate all those experiences, the hard, the good. You know, we are here to stay, right? No one is going to take. You're not going anywhere. So we're going to do our last, right? What do you want to be remembered for? Yeah. And if you were a leader, what would you change? Then your last words.
I would like to be remembered for being my authentic self, for my tenacity, for my bravery, and like overall wholesome human being. Not as a woman, not as what, but just a human being that lived the best of their lives. And if I was a leader, I would aspire to create a safe space for everyone.
I think first a note to myself. Here is to knowing myself, who I am, accepting myself who I am, and then also knowing that I'm unique. So what I want the world, the community out there to remember me for is my uniqueness that actually portrays the uniqueness in me and the different abilities that I have, so that describe who I am. So the uniqueness in me is what I want. That queer, actually, it's the queer uniqueness in me. Yeah. Oh, if I was a leader, actually, I would first and foremost look at our budget, and I put more effort on financing the communities to change mindsets.
Nice.
Yes.
So what do you want to be remembered for?
I would like to be remembered for believes in something and will stand up for it. Personally, I don't play hero, but I hate to watch the truth getting stepped on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would like to be remembered for. If I became a leader, what I would do is, of course, legalize homosexuality, give people their rights. I would give people, lesbians like myself, a right to parent, to adopt children, because people are living miserably. People would like things beyond what they are getting now, but there's nothing to do. So if I were a leader, I would legalize first of all, then make sure everyone is enjoying and being their authentic selves, and give them rights to parent, to participate, and achieve the best of themselves. That's what I would do.
Last words. What are my last words today? I would encourage everyone. By the way, not everyone has to know that you're a lesbian for you to live a fulfilling life.
Yes.
You can be a lesbian in your own world. And, there's a quote I remember. They asked a lady, I think she was about 70 something, like, what is one of your regrets in life? And then she said, at this age, I realized no one was really watching. So you could have been yourself. So if you can live in your lesbianism authentically, not everyone has to know, not everyone has to acknowledge that you are. No, just live your life. Like, live your life. Enjoy it. Enjoy the good moments. Feel the sad moments. Move along. Life is short, guys. We are dead longer than we are alive. So please just live your life authentically as you can.
Happy Lesbian Visibility Day. Know that you are special, you are loved, and yes, I love you all, the women that love women out there.
What are you doing today? What are you doing today? Are you going out? Are you going to, what, are you going to a movie?
Like I said, I started something, so
It's gonna be a hot death.
no, I do not think I'll be able to see them, but I'll speak to my person, have a nice conversation, first time. And that's it. Really. Enjoy.
Actually, today I put on my rainbow bracelet. And then also tonight I'll be listening into the Queer Togere podcast.
Lots. Hey.
Tonight I'll be watching a movie because I'm single.
We also watch together.
I'll be looking for a movie to watch. Of course, a queer movie to celebrate my visibility, Lesbian Visibility Day. I celebrate all of you in your diversity. I love you all. Happy Lesbian Visibility Day.
Oh my God. Happy Lesbian Visibility Day. This was like the finest session, yeah? We just talked about us, like selfishly, us as lesbians. Yes. What I want to be remembered for is I was part of the community that created change. A part of a community that stood out against all violations against women. Farouk community is the baddest group. So I am proud that I am part of that, and we have a lot of things for the Bakwas. Just go to our websites, go to our pages, talk to our team. Someone out there is listening, right? Please, Gazelle, tell us how they should find us.
Don't forget to follow us, like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notification button on the YouTube channel. That's Bakuya Togere. And then on Instagram, Twitter, that's at @far_Uganda, and on Facebook, that is Freedom and Rome Uganda.
Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe, yeah? Talk to us, chat, so we know what you're thinking. We've been Bakuya Togere.
She said what she said.